Hello, everyone. It is just after Veterans Day and after the election, so I thought it was opportune to do a reading on the U.S. 2024 presidential elections. And exploring that, we're going to be using the classical mythology oracle as the themes of democracy was very much on the ticket, and the origins of Western democracy, of course, coming from ancient Greek Roman roots. Then we'll get more into it using Barbara Moore's The Book of Shadows Tarot, looking at As Above and So Below, specifically using the So Below deck to give us a little bit more detail. All right, just to remind everyone, disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. My intuitive opinion based on the cards and the energies around. I am not American, so this is not a judgment towards the American people nor any particular party or how you may have voted. My heart and prayers go to the full nation, and I only wish good things for your nation as these years roll by. All right, let's go. Spirit, lovely spirit, please show us the archetypes of energies that are existing in this particular U.S. federal election that just passed, resulting in the win of Donald J. Trump as president. Please give us some insight on what the people should know. Oh my goodness. Okay, Medea. Betrayal, infidelity, vengeance. So the story of Medea is that she fell in love with a gentleman by the name of Jason, and Aphrodite, in her cunning ways, made him fall in love with another woman, leaving Medea so distraught that she decided to kill her children just to spite him. There seems to be an energy here of betrayal on many fronts. On the one side, you can see there's a woman in a red dress, like the Republicans, and the other side, in the blue, like the Democrats. Two sides warring against each other and willing to do what they can to seek revenge and spite. One feels like the other doesn't understand them. One feels like the other is framing them as bigots or racists and not getting to the heart of the matter of maybe what they truly care about. The other side feeling like the other has stabbed them in the back and disregarding their safety, disregarding their fears. There's a lack of empathy there. So certainly this is about two sides that have their backs against each other and taking drastic action because of the pain and trauma they feel inside. Oh boy. Next card. Echo. This is about obsessing and pining over an idealized desire, an idealized person in various ways. Sometimes we put our hopes and dreams into politicians and have them think that they'll make our lives better or they'll change everything for the better. In this idealization of a particular person, you risk losing yourself. The story of Echo is that she fell in love with Narcissus, and the story of Narcissus is that he was so in love with himself that he actually drowned as he watched or gazed into his reflection back in a pond or in a pool of water, and Echo, waiting for narcissist to return his love to her, she waited for him in the forest and eventually disappeared into an echo. So if you take it in different directions in terms of leadership, but I think there is one particular leader that is often compared to a narcissist, specifically by people that know him directly. So be careful who you idolize, or else parts of you may vanish. You may not recognize yourself anymore. Alright, next card. Clarify. Next card. Tell us about this election. Is there anything more that we should know about the election? Information for the greater good, greater dynamic. How can we bring comfort to those around? All right. Circe. I don't really say it very well. This is about witchcraft, power transformation. There seems to be an energy here that feels like the need to create and manifest a different world. Both sides have this vision of what a better world will be, but they're just contesting, fighting, battling for who has the magic, who has the power. But both need each other to create this new world, because without the duality, without the contrast, you can't birth the desire, and that is the foundation of certain occult principles like law of attraction, and that being a part of manifestation. So it's also talking about even manipulation to a degree. I would like to know, was there any nefarious activity, whether it be interference or cheating, in the U.S. 2024 presidential elections? Zeus. Oh boy. Okay. So we are seeing here the alpha male energy, who's emboldened, who has the power. This is Donald Trump. This is also deception. I don't think any of us are disillusioned about who this man is, but what will he do when he's in office now in his second term with nothing to lose? Listen, Zeus was the head honcho in the Olympian pantheon. He was the father of the gods, the ruler of Mount Olympia, the revered alpha male energy, just like Donald Trump, respected as a strong man, a strong masculine figure. But Zeus was also known to be quite cruel and to play mind games and tricks, and not to really love his children all that much in an emotional way, more rule by force and control. There seems to be the archetype here of that masculine dominant energy taking over, whether that be by games, manipulation, influence, or by force. It is a force that is difficult to reckon with, but it is respected by many. Getting into that Icarus, downfall, overambitious disappointment. Donald Trump and the Republican Party better be careful here, because if they fly too close to the sun, Their wings may melt and they may fall. Whether this is by their action later or by an action that happened during the election that they will be called out for, there is a downfall coming due to ego and lack of humility. Oh no. Trojan horse. Yep. Trojan horse is false kindness. I'm feeling very heavy energy here. For those who don't know the story of Trojan horse, Troy was a city with supposedly unpenetrable walls. And so I believe it was the Spartans, or maybe the Romans, were battling Troy. And to intercept those walls, they had given them a wooden horse, or built a wooden horse, for which the Trojan people thought was a peace offering. But instead, there were soldiers hiding inside, and when the people of Troy slept, the soldiers came out and slaughtered them all. This is a warning of trickery. Okay, you can see here the word false kindness and trickery. This could mean that the election there could be some trickery that was within the election or the election results. Or it could also mean that the public has voted in a Trojan horse. And for that, don't sleep, stay awake, keep watching. If this Trojan is in reference to the elections, then I feel intuitively something technological at play, just as a Trojan virus is used to infect a computer. Next card. Wow. Helen of Troy. Helen of Troy. Can we add just how synchronistic Spirit always is? Beautiful. Anyways, you can see Helen of Troy. Look at the brown skin, dark hair, very much like Kamala Harris. I'm sensing Kamala Harris's energy here. Well, Helen was known for her beauty and attraction. Okay, she had the face that launched 1,000 ships. And the story goes that she fell in love with Paris and she was taken away from another king, and obviously there was jealousy there, and then they battled with each other, and that led to the downfall of Troy. How does this relate to Kamala Harris? Mainly that she needs to stay aloof. She needs to stay almost unbothered during this transition. She's a target, and she's been a target. And I also sense that she feels or senses that she has been treated like a pawn in a game between powerful men. I mean, she didn't have a lot of time to run for the presidency. She was, just kind of sprung up. So it could mean that she's just licking her wounds right now and seeing her part in this bigger picture, and she's worried about what's going to happen. Was she the Helen of Troy? Is she the reason why democracy is going to be the way that it's going to become? She worries about this thing. She worries about if she wasn't strong enough for her country. And the card just fell out here. Midas touch. Midas touch. Okay. Reversal of fortune, wealth, prosperity, and success. This is all about money. This is all about money for them. They want the wealth of this country. They want to to rule how this country's wealth is distributed. It's also a warning on the reversal of fortunes. It's a warning on what could happen to your economy. You know, there's a lot of talk about economists saying that Trump's plan with the tariffs would have a negative effect on the economy, about prices going up. So just prepare for that, should it happen. And consider even reaching out to your leadership if you're not satisfied with some of those economic plans. But it also talks about Midas' touch of the king, because it was King Midas who touched everything and it turned into gold. There is this underlying feeling that Donald Trump is King Midas. Whatever he touches turns to gold. People have a lot of trust in him and see him as a businessman. And one thing to keep in mind is that though many of those who voted for him for that reason, economic reasons. Okay, and sometimes we lose sight of who people are because of maybe the full agenda or what the full agenda may seem. But just remember that for a lot of people, they were voting with their wallets. Next card. Okay. Hercules. Hercules, warrior energy, challenges strength, confidence. This is about recognizing the changes and shift that's going to happen is going to require warrior energy. This Herculean task of making change happen. Hercules was given 12 impossible tasks and he defeated them all by going inside, even though he didn't seem or feel like he was all that powerful, as he was half human and only half demigod. But just like us, we are human and we are of God, from God, as God, through God, God through us. So dig deep and find that strength and confidence within inside you. Nymphs, playfulness, frivolity, allure. There's this other side of this energy where, and you can see the nymph is in red with the Republicans, where they see this as a potentially really fun and exciting time for them, maybe even a fruitful time for them, just playful and optimistic, you know, and that's a good thing to have. Keep your spirits high, but also just remember to be humble, because a lot of people right now feel fear. Okay, they don't feel that playful, frivolous energy. I mean, of course, the USA is also known for its, you know, abundance. Minotaur, shame, secrets, shadow self. This is about the nation needing to go within and face the beastly things within inside them, specifically related to the masculine energy, the divine masculine energy, aka the patriarchy. There within the nation are things that need to be healed, that are shameful secrets, and also have had to take on a lot of feelings of shame, whether deserved or not. Minotaur was half human, head of a beast who was kept away by his family, and he became the monster that they projected him to be. So there's this energy, this masculine energy or undercurrent there that's saying, hey, if you're going to call me these things, if you're going to call me bad, if you're going to call me a bigot or a racist, well, then I'll give you that. In fact, I'll give you the worst of that. Here you go. Here's Donald Trump. So there's this almost stubbornness. But be careful. Sometimes in our stubbornness, we become the monsters that we didn't want to become. Siren song. Oh my goodness. The siren song is about the call, the seductive call that the sailors had as they were sailing, and the beautiful songs of the sirens led the sailors to their demise, to the rocky shores. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean this to be so negative, but, you know, this is about... There is a song of seduction here. There's a song of seduction for populations within the American collective consciousness. This sounds so great, so beautiful, so enticing, but can lead you to quite rocky shores, if not your demise. Be careful. Be very careful. Back to the patriarchy. This is Persephone. Darkness, overpowered, rebirth, underworld. Persephone, she ate from the fruit, the pomegranate. Each pomegranate forced her to stay a month in the underworld. And that's how we've gotten our different seasons. This is about bodily autonomy, about women, about feminism, about women's freedoms. There's an undercurrent here of women in America being controlled. They may not admit it or not, but maybe that's part of the agenda. There's definitely that in an explicit way from the Democratic side, talking about women's rights issues and, you know, Roe versus Wade not being codified and going back to states' rights. Their bodies being held in certain spaces and those rights being eligible in certain spaces or certain states, whereas in other states they're not, just as Persephone was held in the underworld for some time and then able to return to her mothers in other times in spring and summer. Definitely issues of feminism and control of women. Clarify, is this going to get worse for women? Will this get worse for women now that Trump will be the president? Will this get worse for women now that Trump is going to be president? Leander. Dangerous love, risk-taking, guiding light. This is about risky business. And it actually feels very blue in that it needs to be, you got to take a risk, Democrats, if you want to make a change. And if you take that risk, go for your desire. You've got Hera, compassion, nurturing, the alpha female energy. The alpha female energy on the rise. But you've got to work with your communications. Hermes. Hermes is all about connection, communication, the messenger, the news. Right now, the Republican Party has the dominant, the stronger organization behind the news. But also there needs to be a reform within legacy media, legacy left-wing media, because there's not a lot of trust there. But the news is going to become a big theme as well in your democracy. What is going to be considered legitimate? What is going to be considered worth keeping? what is going to be considered free press? Will free press, the Second Amendment, I believe it's Second Amendment, or no, First Amendment, will it still be valued and will it still be protected? That's an interesting question. Right. Last one. Final warning to everybody. Narcissists. Narcissists. Vanity, grandiosity, self-obsessed. Look how the background is mainly orange and red. I think this card is very clear in indicating what you all need to watch out for. But I will also say that Trump is just a condition of the culture. This is not to hate on Americans, okay? So don't get it twisted, what I'm saying. Sometimes we think so much of ourselves and our egos, so in love with ourselves and our own wants and needs, that we fall into the pool and drown ourselves in our own self-love, self-ambition. We need to expand beyond the self and develop empathy. Okay, that's how we get into a better society. But be careful of the narcissist. The narcissist in leadership could lead to the demise of your country. And I don't want to leave it so negative, so let's do one more last one. Let's get in a positive note here, something positive. Okay, something, all right, more moderate. Creativity, words, remembrance. You guys still have an opportunity, no matter who's in charge, you have an opportunity to rewrite what America is about. Rewrite this moment in time through expression, expressing yourself, expressing your stories. Keep adding more to the discourse and keep supporting the various voices in your discourse. Don't let them shut down the press. Don't let them shut down independent media either. Now, that's not to say to consume media uncritically. No. Learn to consume your media critically and also learn to express yourself rather than be silenced. Okay, now let's get into, I just wanted to show this at the bottom of my deck. Athena energy. Athena energy is available here. This is available to women in general. And I'm also feeling Kamala. Kamala is not over yet. She has the ability, by using her strength, her strategizing, her intelligence, her wisdom, to undergo whatever conflict, whatever deception may have occurred. Now, my understanding is that she may be fundraising for a recount. I don't know. But if she is, then she needs to keep moving forward. Put on that warrior helmet and move forward with your intelligence.